Yes, good morning, students. Let's continue our chapter number 2, the origin and evolution of the Earth. Today we will discuss the formation of planets, how the planets were formed. In the last lecture, we discussed about the galaxies, how the galaxies were formed, and after that, how the stars were formed. Today our topic is formation of planets. Our planets um, including our earth, how it is formed, right? So as I told you, the formation of each and every event, whether it is a galaxy, whether it is a star or planet or even moon, the basic idea behind all these is one, that two things it included: explosion in each and every category. It converted the objects in smaller and bigger objects. They collisions there, and they condensed into a larger one, right? Similarly, the galaxies formed when a singularity, there is a blast in singularity representing the whole universe at a given 13.7 billion years ago, right? When there is a blast in this tiny ball, there was a formation of different galaxies. Like a nuclear bomb, it is blasting again and again. Each and every particles having blasting in itself. Due to these blasting, these galaxies move apart from each other. So suppose this is our Milky Way. Among all these galaxies, this is our Milky Way, right? So it contains some big and small object. The big object will attract the smaller ones, and it will convert into a more larger body that is called star, right? So here is a formation of universe, galaxy and star. So star is also a part of this singularity. It is also expanding. It is also blasting like a nuclear bomb. So there is some gases. Suppose now we are taking only the star. Pradeep sir. Okay. So this is the star, right? We are taking our Milky Way galaxies. Suppose, right? So this star, which is called nebula, right? And the present day our sun, right? Now what is done within the nebula? There are some gas clouds also, some bigger, some smaller. Then what will happen? The bigger one will attract the smaller ones, and there is a core formation in the nebula. So there is a core formation of gases within the nebula. This is the first stage where the core formation of gases, because all these small objects contain only gases at that time. So this is like a disk formation. I am talking about one. Here can be a second also. It will attract the nearest smaller object, and this will also create a core. And these cores in the second, these cores begin to rotate. begin to rotate around the nebula in a disc shape, right? So till then, these are small objects and called planetesimals. Each and every time they will attract the these larger bodies form planets because they were rotating in the formation of planets, which was completed in the three stage. In the first stage, the gas clouds were condensed, and these are the localized lumps of gases which create a core within the nebula and begin to into a disc-shaped rotating body. In the second stage, the gas clouds gets condensed, and the matter around the core develops into smaller objects called planetesimals. Gradually, these smaller objects condense with other smaller objects and goes into a larger body. And the third stage, when these larger bodies converted into planets, which are our present day planets, right? Now come to the our solar system. What is our solar? Asteroids, smaller objects between these planets, right? So there are some bigger object which was already converted into a bigger object we call planet. There were some other smaller objects are also there, and that is called asteroids, meteoroids, the moon, or we can say the satellites of each and every planet. These consist our solar system. And remember, the galaxy name of our Earth is Milky Way, right? Now what happened? The planets are in different size. We saw that when the localized clump of gases got condensed, they condensed into different sizes. So that's why the planets are in different sizes. Suppose this is our sun, and these are our planets, right? So these are our planets. So first four, Mercury, Venus, are Mars and Earth. These are known as inner planets. These are called inner planets. Inner planets nearer to the sun, right? Other four, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, all these are known as Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These four are known as outer planets. Right? Now, what is the difference between inner planets and outer planets? Inner planets are also called terrestrial planets. And these are also known as gaseous planets. Why these are called so? Because when there is a blasting, suppose there is a blasting on the earth surface, what would happen? The solid material will falls nearer to the blasting area, and the dust and gases will blow away far from the blasting area. Same happened in the universe. When there is a blasting in the sun, the solid material remains nearer to the sun, while the gases blow far off the sun. That's why these four planets contains gases and called gaseous planets, and these four contains solid particles and called terrestrial planets. So they contains solid objects and they contains gases, right? Now what is the next is, these planets are also called Jovian planets. Jovian planets, Jupiter-like, right? So these planets are larger in size and called Jovian planets, right? The planets which are nearer to the sun, no doubt they will be hot, and the planets which are far from the sun, they will be cold, right? So these are small in size, these are large in size. Due to the smaller size, they could not hold the gases. The gases were also there, but due to the small size, their gravitational force is less, right? So due to the less gravitational force and small size, they could not hold the gases. So the gases blew away from these planets, right? So these have solid objects now. But in the gaseous planets, because they are large in size, having large gravitational force, and they hold the gases. One reason is this. And the second one, when there is a blasting, there was wind. There were the solar winds. And due to these solar winds, present of these solar winds, the gases blew away along with the solar winds from these four. But as these last four were far away from the sun, so the impact of solar winds is less than the first four. So here the solar winds are very less. So they do not blow the gases out from the last four. That's why the first four are consisting of solid objects, while the last four consist the gaseous state, right? So this is the stage 4.6 billion years ago, when our earth was formed, when these planets were formed, right? Remember it, that this is the stage of 4.6 billion years ago, when our earth formed. Now you have understood that how the earth formed, how the planets formed, why the inner planets and outer planets have some differences regarding their objects, their size and their material, right? is given by the scientists regarding the origin of the moon. First is 1858, Sir George Darwin tried to explain how the moon originates. As I told you, there are two theories about the moon. He tried to explain that once a while that was a single rotating body, right? But this single rotating body was not in the shape of the present day Earth. It is like this type, dumbbell shape, right? This is our present day Earth, which is like a sphere or circle. But at the time before the Earth originated, according to Darwin, it was in dumbbell shape. Dumbbell shape means it is in the middle and broader at the corner. Now what happened? Because all these planets were revolving around the sun. Similarly, the Earth was also rotating around the sun. But this rotation was going very fast due to the high temperature at that time. Due to the high temperature, it was rotating and rotating. When there is a law of angular momentum. Now, what happened? When it was rotating, this part got separated. Due to the high increase in the speed, this narrow part got separated and it forms two parts. The larger part is our Earth and the second is Moon, and it starts rotating around the Earth. The part which is separated from the Earth began to rotate around the Sun, which is called our Moon. But this is not acceptable by the scientists, and the part from which it is separated from the Earth, that is called Pacific Ocean, according to this theory, right? So that part is known as Pacific Ocean. But this is not accepted by all the scientists, and the most reliable theory about the origin of the Earth is Big Giant or Big Split, Giant or Big Split theory. That is the second one, the impact of giant or big split. According to the scientists, what would happen? There is a Earth. It is our Earth. Now what happened? Like in the Planck symbols or tidal hypothesis, when we talked about the approaching sun. Similarly, there is an object. There was an object which is larger than 2 to 3 times our present day moons. Thus, that object was larger than 2 to 3 times of that moon. What happened? This object struck the Earth, right? So this object struck the Earth. What happened? It blasted a large part of the Earth, right? And this blasted part got separated from the Earth, which is called moon, right? So here is a moon formation. This blasted part begins to revolve around the Earth, and this part from where this blast was occurred, that is filled with water later on and create ocean, Pacific Ocean. So this is most reliable theory about the origin of the moon. One object which is larger than 2 to 3 times of the moon that strike the earth, and that's why the earth got blasted, and this blasted portion got separated from the earth, which is our moon, and it began to revolve around the earth, right? And this depression area was filled with the water later on, and this create the Pacific Ocean. Correct? Now come to our Earth. How the lives or the Earth evolved. In the initial stage, we saw that it is very, if we talk about the Earth, in the initial stage, it was very hot and gaseous, right? Barren and rocky. Some solid objects were there because it lies in the inner part of our solar system, and it does not contain any life, any greenery, which we can say in the present day world, right? There are a lot of features we can see over the surface of the earth right now. It contains life, different type of life exist over the surface of the earth in the present day. There are a lot of greenery, lot of vegetation, forests are there, but and food and gaseous, it is cold, that's why we can live here, and it has some gases which are essential for the life, right? But in the initial stage, all these were not present. How all these things evolved over the surface of the earth? There was no water at the initial stage, right? No water. So food and gaseous means it is related to the atmosphere. All these are related to the lithosphere. And this is related to the hydrosphere. Sorry, it is related to the lithosphere, and it is related to the life or biosphere. How all these spheres evolved, how the lithosphere formed, how the atmosphere formed, how the hydrosphere formed, and how the life evolved over the surface of the earth. Now we will discuss all these 4 points one by one, right? So how our earth came to the present day state. You have to remember the basic idea. Means there was a blood of high density, right? So what would happen when in the initial stage earth was very hot, the material was in molten form, right? So when the this was a time of 4.6 billion years ago, when our earth was formed, right? Like what later on, what would happen as the earth began to cool down? What would happen? The material got separated according to the density. before understanding this concept, I will give you the example of a bucket. Suppose here is a bucket with full of water. Right? So here is the water. Now throw a handful sand containing fine particles and some bigger objects. Throw it into this. It contains some big particles, some small particles, and very fine particles. Right? What would happen when you will throw these sand into the water? What would happen? The bigger object will settle down at the bottom due to the high density. Look them and what at the top.
चल नहीं चल हैं नहीं चल आनु ही चिल्लर रख ने फोन ने क्लास दे लेकर चल पड़ा दे बखाना जाना है सारा सारा जाना गया था मैं परसों फिर उसके बाद में चलो चलो होगा मास्क खाले अरे कुछ नहीं अरे मास्क ले ले मैं पढ़ना ले बीमारी तो है उसमें कुछ झाड़ नहीं होगी बीमारी तो है
Object will settle down at the bottom due to the high density. At the object there will be small objects and there will be some right. So same thing happened in our earth. The material which have high density that settle down at the core. The material which was having high density, it settled down at the core. In the second form, there was a less dense material and this part is known as solid. Solid part, fine particles consisting in soil, etc. So this is the top part. Now what would happen? Like a chapati. When we cook a chapati, the upper surface of the chapati will cool down very easily, very frequently, right, within a short time. But if we tore off the chapati, there will be hotness in the inside the chapati, right? Same happened due to the when the temperature began to cool down. Later on, when the temperature began to cool down, the upper surface of the earth began to cool, and these particles converted into the solid objects and create our crust, right? But the earth is same. The moon separated from the earth, it also again becoming. Why the core of the earth is still in molten form due to the high temperature, right? The upper surface began to cool down as it came into right now, and our earth is upper surface of our earth is in density. That process is known as differentiation. Remember this term. And according to this process, the matters got settled down in the surface of the earth. High dense material settled at the core, and after that there is a layer of less dense material, and at the top there was fine material of lowest density. And when it comes into the contact of atmosphere where the temperature was decreasing, then this outer layer gets cooled down uh, and turned into a solid state, which formed our present day crust. But the material in the interior of the earth is now, till now, it is in molten form due to the high temperature present at the core of the earth. If you have any doubt regarding these theories, you can ask. Then we will further proceed for the atmosphere and the hydrosphere formation. Yes, Tejinder, if you have any doubt, have you understood all these? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you understood all the concepts? Discuss how the atmosphere formed, how the hydrosphere formed, and how the life originates over the surface of the earth. Right? Now tell me, what do you mean by inner planets? Which planets are known as inner planets? Which planets are known as inner planets? Pradeep sir? Hello?